Welcome to Brain Health 101. This program is designed to help educate you and give you ideas for activities that can help keep your loved one's brain healthy. It's meant for persons that have been diagnosed with dementia. These activities are designed to be done together in order to maximize their brain health and engage you both. Look for the accompanying episode guide to help you navigate the activities in this program. I'm Dr. Greg Jica, and I'm a neurologist who focuses on taking care of patients with memory problems caused by diseases like Alzheimer's. I'm constantly searching for new ways to slow and/or stop memory problems in aging. I've been researching ways to promote healthy brain aging for almost 35 years now, as we continue to look for new medicines and potential cures for diseases like Alzheimer's. Regardless of your background, there's a lot you can do to care for your loved one and promote their brain health, in addition to their regular medical care and the medications we have. The activities featured in this program cover mental stimulation, social engagement, physical activity, healthy brain diets, and many other daily activities which can make a huge impact on their brain health. We hope you try some of these activities with your loved ones at home.
Welcome to Brain Health 101. I'm so glad you're tuning in. Today we're talking about my favorite thing, hobbies. Hobbies help us pass the time by giving us something enjoyable to do. Not only do hobbies make life more enjoyable, but studies show that hobbies are correlated with a higher level of life engagement and sense of purpose. I wonder if you have any hobbies you enjoy doing, or maybe one you are curious about. Let's take a few minutes and explore the few of the many benefits of hobbies and take a deeper look at how hobbies can help us boost our brain power. Some hobbies can be done in groups. Being around others has the potential to fight loneliness and increase socialization by connecting us with a shared purpose. Finding others with the same interests who enjoy doing the same things can create community and a sense of belonging. I like to go birding, and I like to take pictures of birds, so one day I was at the park with my camera near the trees looking for birds, and it didn't take long to find other people with their cameras looking for those birds too. Next thing you know, we were discussing what birds we had seen in the past and which birds we were looking for. It was nice to find someone else who shared my same interest and enjoyed talking about birds with me. You don't have to like birding to have a social hobby. There are many options to choose from, like book clubs or gardening groups, collector clubs, or social organizations. Another benefit of participating in hobbies is that they can improve physical abilities, such as maintaining hand-eye coordination and dexterity. You know the old saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, is so true, and hobbies can help us not lose it. Some hobbies, such as crafting, utilizes fine motor skills and works our hand-eye coordination. Baseball is another hobby that helps us use our hand-eye coordination when we throw and catch the ball. Some hobbies can help reduce stress by decreasing the hormone cortisol. As a result, our moods will improve. Hobbies can make life more exciting. Have you ever watched something you've planned succeed? Won a favorite game, or finally spotted that red-throated hummingbird you've been searching for? There is a sense of pure joy that can happen when we succeed.
All right, for this craft segment, we're going to be making bird feeders. This is a really fun way to have our feathered friends come visit us. So you can go out and find some pine cones if you'd like, or you could also use a toilet paper roll, a paper towel roll, anything like that. So first, what you want to do if you were going to do the paper towel roll is make 2 incisions or 2 holes to tie up the string with. Now I'm using a crochet hook. You can use a hole punch. If you'd like, if you don't have that, you can do scissors, just be careful. So we just wanna punch that through and get it on there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut the string. And you wanna try to use a cotton string if you have one, yarn of some type or twine, and try to stay away from a plastic string since the birds are going to be eating these. All right, so take your big jar of peanut butter and something to scoop it out with. And I've got a toothbrush here. And we're just gonna pile it on there. Make sure you don't lose your holes to tie it with the peanut butter. All right, once we have that, so when we've got our peanut butter on, just put some birdseed in a long tray like this. This is just a Tupperware tray. And we just wanna get in there. We can roll it, or pour it. And we have that. And then we're also gonna do a pine cone. I'll cut string for that as well. There we go. Okay, so for the pine cone, we're just gonna kind of have the string go under the leaves like that, and that'll hold it. I'll go ahead and do that first for this one, since we're gonna be covering it in peanut butter. Tie once or twice, there we go, and then make a little knot so you can hang it from a branch. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. And then we're gonna just do the same thing. We're just gonna cover it in that peanut butter. Now you're definitely gonna get your hands a little goopy doing this. And just spread it down. If you wanna wear gloves, you can. All right. And then just roll it again in the birdseed. Okay. So now we have this done. You can hang it on a tree. And then we're just gonna go ahead and tie the other one. So those holes that I made, I might have to kind of redo them a little bit. They might be covered. And if you want, you can do this first so you won't have to go back and do it again. There we go. So we've got that, and then we just need to kind of tie it at the end. And it's okay if you lose some birdseed. You can certainly reapply as needed before you hang it up. Okay. And here we have some really fun homemade birdseed feeders.
I can't wait to go and hang my bird feeder up in my yard. Did you notice all the fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination that we used in making it? I hope you can get hours of fun watching birds come and enjoy the special treat you made for them. Research has shown that painting and art in general can help reduce anxiety and depression, as well as increase quality of life and self-esteem. That sounds like a good reason to try a new hobby. Let's join Tonya, who is going to share one of her favorite hobbies, painting. Get your watercolor supplies ready.
Welcome. We are here at the Kentucky Guild of Artists and Craftsmen in beautiful Berea. The Guild and Gift Shop is located in Old Town in the Artisans Village off of Broadway. Hi, my name is Tonya, and I work at Sanders Brown Center on Aging. For today's video, we are going to be painting some impressionistic dandelions. This is a very beginner-friendly video, so grab your paint and let's begin. For today's supplies, we'll be using some 140-pound watercolor paper, a medium-sized soft bristle brush, and watercolors of your choosing. So let's begin. First, we're going to get our brush wet and pull up some blue. I already have some blue on my palette from earlier, but we can mix some more. And we're going to make 3 little buttons. Our first button is going to go right over here. Put a little button over here on the other side. And one up here on the top, just slightly off center. Now let's give our buttons a little character, kind of fill them in a little bit so they don't look so empty. Just add a little color to them. Now we're going to draw some little hairs on our buttons. We'll flick out just some little light hairs, not too long. There we go. And then last one. Now let's draw some stems. Get my brush wet again, a little more blue. We want all of our stems to converge down here. So I'll put my hand down here to remind me. Like that. One maybe go this way. And the last one. Now that we have our stems, we're going to make some leaves. Dandelions have very sharp leaves, so we want to make them kind of pointy. I'm going to load up in some blue again. And with a light flicking motion, I'm just going to flick my brush back and forth. Come back down. Now let's do that again. Just lightly flicking your brush back and forth. There we go. I think I want to add some grass around the base to kind of cover our stems up. So let's flick some grass up. Now I'm going to outline my leaves with a different color blue, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Again, with the same flicking motion, just making light little marks. You don't have to make all of them. Just a few will work. Get more phthalo and flick. And there we go. Now we'll rinse our brush out. Oops, I made a little mistake here. I think I got my hand on my button. We can fix that. What you do is get your brush nice and wet, rub some water on where you don't want the paint to be, and then blot dry. And it will remove it. We can add it back in. No mistakes, just happy little accidents. Okay, there he is, back together again. So now we're going to rinse out our brush real well, and we're going to work on our bee. So I'm going to load up my brush with some yellow paint. I'm going to go up here in the corner and make kind of a bean or football shape for our bee. So, while he's still wet, I want to add some different colors to him. Let's add a little bit of orange. Just a little bit while it's still wet so it'll blend in together. Okay. And before I forget, let's add some wings. So I'm going to get some of my black, thin it out a bit because we don't want it too dark. I'm just going to roll my brush. We're going to go here, flick out, down, and back. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Get out, go down, and then back. Okay, let's fluff our bee up a little bit. I didn't add any little fluffy bits. We always want our bees to be fluffy. Fluffy little happy fat bees. Okay, and we're going to let that have a dry and go back to our flowers. So I'm going to rinse out my brush real well again. And this time I just want plain water. I'm going to go around the flower and make a wet circle. We want the paper to be shiny, but we don't want it so wet that fish can swim in it. So let's get a little bit of pink on our brush. And go around the inside, just flicking little hairs. Just light flicking motion, like you're barely touching it. And now let's go around the outside as well. Same thing. Same motion, just flicking little bits. Okay, let's add some more color to our dandelion, a little bit of orange. Now we're adding wet into wet, so this will grow and expand and soften. That's the real joy of watercolors, is just watching them change. They're not static like acrylic paints. They move and do their own thing. Add maybe a little yellow. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for our other two flowers. I'm going to wet my brush real well. We want some clean water on our bristles. I'm going to just go around the button. Again, just making it wet. And we're going to do the same thing, get a little bit of pink. And go around the middle. See, get a little more and go around the outside. We'll add some different color, a little bit of yellow maybe. Or maybe a little more pink. You can see I'm kind of losing my pink on my first flower, so I'm going to add in a little bit more. go. And now on to our final one. I'm going to rinse my brush out real well again. Go around the flower. And add some color. Okay, add a little more orange. Maybe some yellow. Now let's go back up to her and finish our bee. I'll rinse my brush out and let's get some black on the brush. Just gonna mix some in here. Make a little bee head. Just some black. My bee hasn't completely dried yet, but that's okay. More black. And add some stripes. Okay. Now let's make some bee legs. Going to make a little bee thigh first, a little triangle, and a little joint, and then flick. Same thing on the other side, a little bee thigh, a little joint, and a flick. I believe bees have 6 arms and legs, but you can't see them from this angle. So we're just going to probably put in 4. There's another little leg. Closer on this side, make another little thigh. Dot and flick. Now let's add a little bit of color to the wings. I'm going to add a little yellow with a little bit of my black. Mix it together. Just lightly put it on the brush, not too much color. I'm going to fill in the wings. Slightly brush the color in. Now you can finish the painting right now if you don't want to do the next step. The next step, we're going to add in some splatters of the different colors of flowers. So let me rinse out my brush. I highly recommend it. It's very fun. So let me load up some pink and just splash it around. I'm going to do the same thing with the other colors. Let's see. Wet it a little more. And maybe some blue. And a little yellow for the bee. I've noticed I forgot my antenna on my bee, so let's give him some antenna. I'll rinse my brush out again. Get some black. I'm going to just flick out little antennae. And there you have it. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like more information on the Kentucky Guild of Artists and Craftsmen, contact Jeanette Rowlett at info@kentuckyguild.com. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Goodbye.
painting can be a fantastic hobby. You may want to make this special bee painting, or you may have some other creative ideas of your own. Painting, and art in general, allow room for you to explore and try new things. So, don't be scared to try something different. The benefits from trying something new will still be there. Our last activity segment today is Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a practice that involves a series of slow, gentle movements and physical posture, a meditative state of mind, and controlled breathing. Research is showing that Tai Chi has lots of brain-boosting powers. Studies show that Tai Chi has the power to stimulate the release of the substance known as brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. It's like Miracle-Gro for our brains, as it helps us grow new brain cells and strengthen communication between cells. Before doing any physical activity, it is always good to evaluate your physical health and surrounding environment for safety. If needed, talk with your doctor about their recommendations before beginning an exercise program.
I'm Dr. Rob Slocum. I'm the Tai Chi instructor for Integrative Medicine and Health at University of Kentucky Healthcare. And today I'm going to share with you the practice of Tai Chi Qigong. Tai Chi Qigong helps us to be at one with the energy around us and within us. It's a moving meditation. It encourages resilience. It encourages balance. And we're going to talk about how that can be done in the comfort of your home or in any place where you have just enough room to make some basic movements. And this is for all kinds of people, no prior experience necessary. The fundamental aspect about Tai Chi Qigong is our posture. So we stand not in a rigid way. This isn't like a military brace, but we stand upright, head as if suspended. So looking forward, not rigidly, but balanced. Head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and we'll start out weight evenly balanced. So the first thing I want to talk about is how Tai Chi Qigong practice can slightly change the way we breathe and the way we stand. So first of all, in terms of how we stand, in the West especially, sometimes without intending to, we can kind of slump over a little bit. You've heard the expression being knocked back on your heels. So for what we're going to do in these exercises, I'm going to invite you to move your weight from a standing position, of course, forward to the balls of your feet. I'm pointing to these places on my hands, analogous to the balls of my feet. So I'm going to turn sideways to illustrate. So if I'm back on my heels, my weight is back like this. But if I just gently move my weight forward to the balls of my heels, you'll see my posture changes. Now, I'm not up on my toes. My heels continue to touch the ground or floor, but my weight goes from here to here. And you may notice if you try this yourself that as you make this movement from the heels to the balls of the feet, it becomes easier. The shoulders can spread just a little, the lungs can spread just a little. It's easier to breathe deeply, and so it's easier to move forward. It's easier to be ready to take the next step. So that's one thing we will do. When we talk about practice, we'll tend to move our weight forward into this position. Another issue is balance. So just to be aware of your balance. And this helps just so we stand upright and don't fall. It can also be helpful in terms of resetting our internal balance. So just to be aware of your balance. So right now, my weight is evenly distributed between one side and another. And without moving my feet, I can put all my weight on this side, I can go back to center, I can put all my weight on this side and back to center. So just to be aware, how are you balanced? Sometimes if you find yourself falling or drifting off balance, it may be possible to regain balance by counterweighting yourself. So if I find myself unintentionally drifting in this direction, by simply raising my foot and repositioning it, I can bring myself back to balance. And of course, it works in either way. But just to be aware of the balance. The balance becomes with the use of our weight. Now, to talk about the breath, sometimes we don't take deep breaths. You may have heard the expression, if somebody is in stress or panicking, take a deep breath. So one of the things that our practice of Tai Chi, Qigong will emphasize is moving internal energy with the breath, and that makes it much easier. So it invites us to breathe deeply, which itself is healthy, healthful. So as we breathe, we don't take just sip breaths, we seek to fill the lungs from the bottom up. One way to ensure that we're doing this is we can just gently place our hand on what we would call the solar plexus, kind of midline here, and as you slowly breathe, concentrate on filling the lungs from the bottom up. You should feel a gentle pressure against your hand here. Inhale and exhale. And for all of these exercises, we'll spend the same amount of time inhaling slowly and exhaling slowly. And as you do that, you may find there's more energy, there's more oxygen, there's more air, there's more life for you as you move forward. So again, we breathe in, filling the lungs from the bottom, we breathe out. So now I'm going to teach you an activity called Qigong, which is an energy building activity, but they'll have a couple of pieces to it. One of them will be a movement of the arms. So as we inhale, I'll bring my arms up and then exhale as they come down. And then I'll be running out of air at about belt line, so I'll inhale again, inhale up, slowly filling the lungs, exhale down. Now, the points that I mentioned to you on the balls of the feet, we understand them to be energy points. So we understand the energy with this exercise moving from top to bottom of the torso. So there'll be 3 sets of 3 breathings, and I'm going to turn sideways so that the first set of 3, we can imagine this wave of energy going down the front of the torso. For the next set of 3, down the middle of the torso. For the last set of 3, down the back of the torso. And this exercise is known as the rooting cleansing Qigong. Rooting in the sense that our feet are rooted in the earth, or rooted in the floor that's based on the earth, and cleansing in the sense that this wave of energy moving from top to bottom will clear those things that we want to move through. I liken it to cleaning the dust bunnies and the scraps of paper off the floor in the hall, but it just moves through and cleans out. So what we'll do is, for the first set of 3, I will inhale up, the hands will come around the face, around the torso, we'll pause for another breath, and then the energy will go the rest of the way down the legs and out through the feet, top to bottom, rooting and cleansing. So we'll do 3 sets of these. So if you'll please breathe with me now. Inhale up. Exhaling slowly. Inhale again. Exhaling, the energy goes out, down through the feet. That's 1. We'll do this 2 more times, just the same. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. Again, energy down the front of the torso, out through the feet. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale out, out through the feet. And that's the first set of 3. Now the next set of 3, we will envision the energy going through the center of the torso. And in this case, the hands will just come straight down, not going around the face as in the front. So, inhale up, slowly filling the lungs. Exhale down, slowly exhale. Inhale up, exhale down, out through the feet. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more in this set of 3. Gently inhaling up, filling the lungs from the bottom up. Slowly exhale down, no rush. Inhale up, exhale down, out through the bottoms of the feet. And now for the last set of 3, we'll envision the energy going down the back of the torso. Same movements as previously. Gently inhale up, fill the lungs from the bottom up. Exhale out, slowly, gently. Inhale up, exhale down, emptying the lungs. Energy goes out through the bottoms of the feet. Inhale up, exhale down, peacefully, gently. Inhale up, exhale down, out through the points of the feet. One more. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, out through the points and the bottoms of the feet. And that's the rooting cleansing Qigong. You may find it energizes and at the same time centers the energy, calms, focuses. This may prove helpful as a daily practice.
Wow, that was a wonderful segment to help with our mind and body connection. The research clearly shows that Tai Chi is great for boosting brain power. However, if you or your loved one is unsteady, you may want to adapt Tai Chi by doing as much as possible while seated. We know that some unsteadiness may develop as a result of dementia. So, here are some tips to help prevent falls.
Our chance for falls increase for a number of different reasons as we age. We want to make sure we stay safe and active in our homes. That is why it is important to take special precautions to help prevent falls in all the activities that we participate in. Everything from our normal day-to-day activities, but also when we add in additional physical activities like stretching or some other type of exercise. There are many reasons our balance can be off. Taking multiple medications, more than 5 preparations, may have side effects or may adversely impact underlying medical conditions. Other factors that could lead to trouble with balance include visual loss, hearing impairment, and difficulty with depth perception. Health conditions such as arthritis, dizziness, numb feet and legs, deconditioning due to heart or lung problems, and weakened muscles also increase fall risk. It is important to pay special attention to balance when doing physical activities. Remember that you can always make modifications, sit instead of stand, or stop an activity if you start to feel unstable. Here are some tips for fall prevention. Remove potential hazards around the home, like clutter on walkways, on stairs, and in other areas of the house. Remove loose rugs and other trip hazards, including coffee tables if they're in the line of traffic. This is especially important to do before trying any exercise or physical activity. Also, don't forget to check the bathrooms by making sure there are non-slip mats in the bathtub and on the floors. Be mindful of pets and feeding bowls and make sure they are not posing a fall risk. Place feeding bowls out of the traffic areas. Make sure walkways are adequately lit, even at night and in any area the person may move through after dark. Place night lights in hallways and remind them to turn on lights when they enter dark areas and rooms and when they get up at night to use the bathroom. Your healthcare provider may prescribe an assist device, such as a walker or rollator, to reduce fall risk. That doesn't mean you can't remain active. Many activities can be adapted with the use of such devices. Other places you might need equipment include the bathroom, equipment such as raised toilet seats, pull bars in the bathroom, bathing seats in the tub and showers reduce fall risk. Non-slip treads on bare steps and safety ramps over stairs may also be recommended. Referral to occupational and/or physical therapy may be recommended to improve strength, balance, and mobility, as well as daily functions. Ask your medical provider for advice and referrals. Remember, the goal is to be active and safe in your home.
Those are great suggestions for helping to create a safer environment. Another concern during the middle stages of dementia is bathing. Have you been having difficulty getting your loved one to bathe? This is normal and may become more challenging as the disease progresses. Here are some suggestions that might help.
Bathing can be a task that becomes harder as dementia progresses for many reasons. Here are some reasons and possible suggestions of how you can help with bathing. A person may be very private. They may not want to be seen undressed. If this is the issue, you may want to look away as much as possible. You could have them wear a robe and undress once they get into the shower and close the curtain so you don't see the person. Once the shower is finished, you can hand them the towel and then the robe without looking at the person. Assure them that you're not looking. You could also distract them by singing an old favorite song or talking about something they enjoy. The person could also have difficulty sequencing and knowing what to do in the bath or shower. They may not understand what to do with the soap or shampoo or how to do it. You might need to provide standby assistance, reminding them of what to do each step of the way. Verbal reminders may suffice, but they may need visual cueing too. If they need physical assistance, help them by putting your hand with theirs to do the particular task, so they're still in control of each movement. The person could also be afraid of a slick tub or shower. Do you have grab bars or a shower seat installed? Do you have non-skid treads on the tub floor? These can help a person feel more secure and prevent falls. The person may not like the water touching their head or other body parts. By installing a handheld shower device, that will allow them to be in control of where the water goes. Also, getting the person's head wet last can be helpful. The person may feel cold in the bathroom. Warm towels right out of the dryer could help. Using a space heater or turning up the heat in the home for a bit while the person showers can help warm up the bathroom. Just remember to turn the heater off or the heat down after. The person may be afraid of getting burned. To prevent burns, turn the water heater down to 120 degrees. The person may not understand they haven't had a shower in several days and need one to get clean. Rather than argue with them, perhaps you can add bathing to the calendar. By showing it to them, they may be convinced that today is a shower day. The person may also be afraid of their reflection in the mirror in the bathroom, and that may prevent the person from going into the bathroom at all. You can remove the mirror or cover it up with a poster or piece of fabric. Our own expectations of how often a person needs a shower or bath may be too much, and we may need to minimize the number of times we're trying to get them to bathe each week. A few times each week may be enough if they're not very dirty. Sponge baths may be an easier solution. We hope these tips will help as you keep your loved one clean.
With a little know-how, you'll be better equipped to help your loved one make bathing a little bit easier. Today we have explored some fun hobbies, creating a bird feeder, painting, and Tai Chi. And to think there are so many other hobbies you can choose. I encourage you to find a few hobbies that pique your curiosity and try something new. Maybe it is birding, woodworking, singing, dancing, photography, drawing, volunteering, gardening, card making, watercolors, sculpture, paint by number, stained glass, origami, metal detecting, stargazing, writing poetry, journaling, pets, learning a new language, playing games, playing an instrument, joining a choir, collecting things. The options are endless. Get started today and enjoy yourself. We'll see you next time on Brain Health 101.